Hello everyone, this is Dan Gramza and welcome to dangramza.com Market Studies for Monday, March 31st. Well, we had a lot of fundamentals coming out as we went through in the advanced video. But bottom line, what we're seeing is a market going into the weekend with uncertainty. We're seeing some indicators of inflation moving up. We have tariffs coming up. And that creates a lot of uncertainty. We really don't know what the economic impact will be after April 2nd. And it's reflected here. It's called risk off. That means money comes out of the stock market. And we'll see, the other place it could go, if you're taking money away from risk, the stock market, well, it could go to interest rates. We'll check those out in just a bit. But if you're not familiar with this is the daily chart. These are candle charts. The green line is buying, red line is selling. Dash line means it's something that happened earlier in the week. So here in the S&P, this buy level to that sell level, for example, is $2,350 a contract. The difference between the sell and that buy level, $600 a contract. So what do we look for? I look for further movement down, but not a big day down. Even in the NASDAQ market, it's a clean move. I like the movement we're seeing here. Be careful on the short side. Do look for follow through, but not something like this. We need new information to create that. The stock market is moving on anticipation. That's what we're looking at here. This buy level to that sell level, $7,540 a contract over in the Dow. That's very same kind of configuration, isn't it? So again, we look for further movement down, but not a big day down. Buy to sell level there, $1,020 a contract. I'm giving these references just in case you're not familiar with futures. You get an idea of the dollar value of those changes. It's not a buy and sell recommendation, just an idea that I want to share with you. The buy to sell level there, $500 in the Russell. Over in euro, that means that the US dollar got weaker. Well, it makes sense, right? Risk off, money flows away from the stock market, and people say, geez, I don't want to hold all these dollars. So that's what you're witnessing here. Dollar difference between the sell and buy level, $737.50 over in the Swissy. Also, it made an attempt at a rally. It traded above its buy level, closing underwater in that market. $262.50 is that difference. Looking for a sideways move in that market. Mr. Yen also firmed up a bit, but can we follow through in that market? The difference here between the sell and buy level, $362.50. And in the Australian dollar, sell level down to the buy level, $525 a contract. I'm looking for a sideways move in that market. British pound wants to firm up. Look for a sideways move. Fundamentals, I don't think, are there to support it. I feel the same way about our friends in Canada. Look for an inside day on Monday. Bitcoin breaking lower. Will it stick though? Dollar difference from the buy level to that sell level is $5,800 a contract. Well, let's look at 10-year notes. Ooh, interest rates. Remember, you and I were talking about that. And risk off, here's one of the places it comes, and that's right here with the 10-year notes. The dollar difference here, by the way, between the dash lines, $187.50. I do look for follow through, but not a big day up on Monday. Check out Mr. Bond, 30-year bonds. The dollar difference here from the sell to the buy level is $187.50. Further movement up, yes. Dramatic move like that, no. Gold has gotten high enough to slow down. We may be backing off there. Silver, we had a few different happening to this week in that market. This buy level to that sell level was $1,800 a contract. And the differences between this buy level to that sell level was $1,600 a contract. Difference between this sell level to that buy level, $850 a contract. I'm not looking for a big dramatic move up, but upward pressure, so be careful on the short side. Copper is a market that traded above this buy level to that sell level, $1,000 a contract. Look for an inside day on Monday. Crude oil cooling down a bit. It did trade below its sell level. The dollar difference there is $1,600 a contract. I think a sideways move here makes sense. To me, it's fairly priced. Other people, it's too cheap, but I still think it's fairly priced. Nat gas, though, off to the races. Follow through, yes. Big day up, no. Beans, how about Mr. Bean? Dollar difference here, $350 a contract that sell to buy level. It goes back to what we're looking for in terms of expectations on planning with USDA reports coming out. We also know soybeans look good in Brazil. They're in great shape. But we have this tariffs hanging over our head, and we're not sure what that's going to do for demand. But corn, the planting looks like they're going to plant more. That's why you see this weakness here, but it also firmed up a bit. I'm a little leery of that market in terms of follow through, but that's what it says. Up day Monday. And in one more here, and that's Mr. Wheat. Continues lower. We have favorable weather conditions, some rain where we need it in the States, also in Russia. The Black Sea agreement to ceasefire has a big impact on wheat, and we're seeing that another supply coming online, and the result is we're seeing this getting weaker. However, it has gotten low enough to find buying over the last 2 days. Be very careful here if you're on the short side. Well, those are my thoughts for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Look forward to being with you again next week. In the meantime, have a wonderful weekend and take care.